ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ಮಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕ್ ಬರ್ತೈತಿ. ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಸರ್,
Yes, Aarti ji. If all of you are behind video,
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್. ಯು ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯೂಟೆಡ್ ಸರ್.
no.
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು
We can wait, but I at least have to see one of two of you so that I will know whether the signal is right.
ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ವೇಟ್ ಸರ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ ಔಟ್ಸೈಡ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. So here network problem. After 5 minutes, I will tell to Deepak ji to stream the live, Facebook live. Okay, sir?
Krishna ji, can you just guide me how to add the IYA background?
Acha, I will send it to you now.
I have that one.
You have to go to the video. First is mute, second is stop video is there. No, there is a
Choose virtual background.
Choose virtual background, and in that there will be a plus point in the right side. In that plus, if you click, you can upload that file. I am in some co-working space, sector 62.
Okay.
Good morning, Krishna ji. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are you both? Hi,
Yes.
good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Just ask in a group anybody's joining.
Okay, Krishna, now start ಮಾಡೋಣ. Krishna sir.
Whatever you guys take a call, I'm just a
Okay, sir. You are ready. Okay, sir.
Aarti will be
Deepak ji?
starting at 11:05. 3
yeah,
minutes
3
we'll
more
wait, okay?
minutes.
3 more minutes we'll
Ha,
wait
ha.
and check for the people who are waiting for the admission.
Yeah, already I'm checking here. Okay, we'll wait 3 more minutes.
If someone goes, you can mute now, Aniji. You have the co-host option. Yeah.
Now I don't want to be co-host
Okay.
because I am going to be speaking for some time.
Ah.
Aarti said she will be taking care.
And with all of you who are present here, it will be great if you could come on camera. Okay, so that we don't feel it's a FM radio session. Okay.
Please, everybody on your video.
It will be good. So whoever is not able to switch on, maybe you can restart or do something. Able to switch. Okay. Some extraordinary things, fine. It helps in many ways. First to check whether our internet connection is okay. Or we can once in a while check whether people are dozing or how it is. Yeah. And as we wait, if any of you have any questions, please type them. There is no assurance we'll get answer, but at least you can share what you are thinking.
We'll be beginning the session in 1 more minute.
Yeah. It's going live on FB is what Gitaji we were told.
Yes, sir. I will inform to Deepak ji. Sir will do it. After that, you can start the introduction part.
Namaste and everyone, welcome over to you. Let us begin today's a very good exclusive session.
Facebook Live, we will check. Wait for 2 minutes. Deepak sir. One second.
Monikut, if you use such high quality words, you have to give dictionary also. We're all normal guys, kurta pajama guys. We can't understand high English like this.
I'm actually sitting in the office. We basically bonded laborers work even on Saturdays.
Okay.
So,
that's fine.
This was one of the most, for the benefit of others.
See, in office, Nidra is a problem. Yoganidra is not a problem. Don't worry.
Yes. It's a phenomenal technique, and I just can't let go of it. Of any opportunity to rehash that.
Requesting everyone to switch on your videos.
Yeah.
So that the instructions will be very clear, and observer will be making a note of that, whether you are able to follow it or not.
Yes, madam, you can start.
Thank you, Aarti ji. Namaste and welcome you everyone on this exclusive session on the Yoganidra, and Antarmona is going to happen by Sri Krishna ji with us. So in today's generation, we all know that people are becoming more aware on the health and practicing yoga. And they are very much concerned on the physical strength and stability, all those stuff, the posture of the physical aspect. But when it comes to the relaxation or the shavasana, it has been hardly neglected or ignored. They say that why to waste the time on that one? Let me go with another set of the warming up or the greater asanas. So when you understand this part, why the negligency on that part of shavasana? Because shavasana, we may lie on the mat for some time. Our physical body will be in the still position. But do you think that our mind will be in that same still position? Definitely not. We will be having a wandering a lots of thoughts from local to international. Is it right? So definitely how we can master our mind in that period, and why the relaxation has been ignored, and how we have to master the practices with connecting our body and to the mind. So this all can be happen, or this all can be understood with the special instruction by the Guruji, who is practicing from so many years. So we have Krishnaji with us, We all warmly welcome you, Krishna ji, on this beautiful and most awaited session. As someone was telling that we all need to have this experience on the Yoganidra and the Antarmona. So just to give few introduction about Krishna ji. Krishna Prakash is founder of Srimad Yoga and foundation of Indic Wisdom. His disciple of Master Sri and his teachings are rooted in the living traditions of Bhagwan Nityananda of Ganeshpuri, Sri Ramakrishna Math, Bihar School of Yoga, and other Siddha traditions. As is the norm in the living traditions, after 12 years of probation under his master since 2009, he has empowered to share the teachings. With over 13,500 hours of teaching, corporate training experience, he has worked with the individuals, corporate houses, and athletes from 40 plus countries. Krishnaji's teachings focus on the personal transformation towards the success, prosperity, and the inner peace, which we all are missing these days. He offers a range of practices, including Yoga Nidra, Antarmona, and other withdrawal practices from yoga, Tantra, and also the Vedanta. We warmly welcome you and awaiting to hear from you, Krishnaji. Now the screen is over to you.
Whenever I come to such meetings, I always wish the elders, parents, and our own teachers are there, because whatever you say is originally to them. It is they who make who we are. So very grateful for this opportunity. So let's just stay quiet for a minute and do our personal prayers. Whenever you are ready, you can open your eyes with a few blinks. Okay. So I want to know from a couple of you what you think is Yoganidra. Particularly who have not practiced before. So you take it as an opportunity to express yourself. Don't worry about right or wrong. There is no marks or performance appraisal. Any of you?
It's a conscious sleep.
Yeah, Tusharji?
It's a conscious sleeping, what we call psychic sleeping. I mean, we are in a state of shavasana. It's called nidra, but it's actually not performing nidra. It's becoming more conscious about ourselves, our body, our breathing, our thoughts. So it's a conscious sleeping. I mean, when we sleep, we unconsciously, we just fell on bed, we just sleep, we surrender to nidra. But this is not surrendering to nidra. In fact, it is more of a self-realization and consciously becoming aware of ourselves.
Thanks. Monikut, you had unmuted. Okay. Any of you? Okay. So Nidra is sleep. And as long as a human being is completely drawn in the transactional world and caught between the cycle of birth, death, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadhi, and the entire thought process is at this plane of ephemeral life, Patanjali says that Nidra cannot be avoided. because that is one of the vrittis which stops someone from being in touch with who they actually are. So one of the vrittis. So sleep is considered as a thought. And today we have a lot of thoughts, but we don't sleep. So that's a problem. We are not able to reconcile that. So the lesser the thoughts, the lesser the sleep we need. That is a secret. So 1 hour of conscious Yoganidra, it gives 4 hours sleep benefit. One way is to consciously think how to reduce thoughts, but that itself is a thought, right? So you need a lot of processes which help us to reduce the thoughts. The less thoughts we have, the less sleep we need. Please understand that. And the reason why sleep has become a big problem today is people are working across time zones and so much information overload is happening and the brain is in the constant state of process. Okay, so garbage in, garbage out is the standard nowadays. We have a lot of information, unprocessed information, like indigestion. When you have food, indigested information is causing sleeplessness. So this is where we start. And there are multiple meanings of yoga. Based on where we use this word, the contextual meaning differs. So here yoga you can take as being aware. So you mimic sleep, but you are not sleeping. Meaning, sleep is unconscious, Yoganidra is conscious. That's it. Only difference. When someone sees us from outside, they may think we are sleeping. I'm telling you, you may even be snoring, yet you can practice Yoganidra. That is the beauty. Because the body needs that relaxation, the physiological organs, they will sometimes function so vividly. When you get up from Yoganidra, you may even think someone next to you was snoring to glory. Then the teacher tells you, boss, you are the one who are snoring, but you will be surprised you are completely awake throughout the practice. So these are all the experiences which people who regularly practice Yoganidra can easily observe. That means what? Like Swami Satyananda said, Yoganidra or any pratyahara processes are the first step towards samadhi. By the simple example we can understand, we were able to witness our own snoring, our own emotions, as if that's happening on someone else. So what happens? The person who reaches such states has the benefit of getting a deep sleep as well as deeply aware also. So these are the possibilities which are never heard in the day-to-day sleep. So we start from there. Then Shavasana in the living traditions is said to be one of the toughest of the asanas. Because the purpose is to mimic a corpse, which is Shava, but while you are awake. So more than after, you can say 15 years of conscious practice of the process, I can safely tell Shavasana is one of the most difficult of the asanas to master because we are not used to stillness in the body. We are coached and trained to say you are wasting time when you are awake and when you are still. We don't understand when you are awake and when you are still, the body and mind relaxes even without Yoganidra. Because we are used to activity, while lying down in the physical level, we graduate to become still, but the mind has not graduated. So you need some instructions. This is the way we have to understand why we need to practice Yoganidra also as a process, despite mastering being in the state of Shavasana. So the first state is being in Shavasana itself is very difficult. Second, you have mastered lying down in Shavasana, but because in the mind, you are constantly tutored in today's day and age that some activity has to go on. Lying down, you would be planning your next year, where we can go to the vacation, like Vaniji mentioned. We can go from India to international anywhere without a passport and visa. Lying down in Shavasana. The teacher may even think, oh, what a first class Shavasana. This fellow is not sleeping, absolutely keeping the body still, but the mind is doing everything other than being still. What is the psychological reason? As human beings, we are used to holding on to something, either a relationship or a book or a pet notion, our own strong likes and dislikes, or our favorite temple, anything. Something your mind and my mind need something to hold on, correct? It has not reached the state of fullness or emptiness, whatever you want to call it. So what Yoganidra does, it gives you certain instructions in that space so that you can hold on to those instructions and work towards being steady. Because if you do a 12-minute Yoganidra without, so 12-minute Shavasana without movement, it is taken as a mudra. Such is a power of Shavasana. 12 minutes, how many of us may think we can lie down? We think we are wasting time, right? But if you do that, you will get minimum 4 or 5 times of that benefit. You will do work quickly. You will understand things better. Your grasping ability will improve. So it is in that background, Swami Satyananda brought this system of Yoga Nidra, which was practiced in the inner traditions of Tantra. Because yoga as a system doesn't have these processes. So we need to know the Indian system from top to bottom so that we understand where to borrow which process from which system. So Tantra is actually the mother of yoga, and yoga is one side, one small minuscule aspect of Tantra. So this concept of Yoga Nidra existed since eons. You can see Bhagavan Vishnu in Yoga Nidra. Correct? That is how he is. So this concept is utilized as seekers who want to know who we are, even in the system of Vedanta. Because there too, you need to develop the ability to be a witness. Correct? So what happens here? Borrowing from heavily from Vedanta, Swami Satyananda devised this process so that someone can consciously withdraw from the idea that they are the body, then they are the mind, they are the breath. All these koshas which are mentioned can gradually be, we can go deeper and deeper and closer to who we are using the process of yoga. So when you go closer and closer to who you are, we start getting right perspectives about life. Okay, so this is first way to understand. Second, advancement in the field of neurosciences opened out huge field of study. So in the late 1960s and 70s, when Swami Rama's students invited him to the US, he was subjected to a lot of tests at Menninger Foundation if I am right, in the year 1971. And to their astonishment, they found Swami Rama was completely awake and he could even control the physiological functions like the heartbeat at will, because his mind mastery was to such a level. Then they discovered at a very deep state, the delta waves of the brain gets activated, but yet the person is completely awake. So delta waves are needed to indicate that a person is under deep sleep. Theta waves indicate that a person is ready for healing. So when people take us through psychotherapy, counseling, past life regression, to the deeper recesses of our mind, they observed that theta waves are emanated by the brain predominantly. Now, as we are talking, if someone uses electroencephalogram, EEG, they will figure out that our beta waves are happening very actively. So in the transactional life, when you discuss, when you debate, when you argue, when you think, this beta wave is generated more in the brain. It is needed sometimes for the transactional life, but an excess of it creates stress and burnt out. Am I right? Then gamma waves are generated when someone is utterly focused on a task. Again, using Yoganidra, this generation is possible. Ultimately, very early in the morning and late, dawn and dusk, if someone gradually knows how to detach, theta waves will happen. So meditation, all that is prescribed during those times. But what is the ideal state is when we keep harping about the word witness, 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 is this alpha state triggering in the brain by the practice of Yoga Nidra. So first, the practitioner trains to observe the body, then the mind, then the breath, and the inner things. Okay. So what are the basic things which we need to take care during the practice? Till now, any observations? Any doubts? Am I talking a bit slow, fast? Is my
No, it is
English
perfect.
understandable?
It is perfect. It's going well.
Okay. So now why this process is very important is whether you go to office, they will say be objective. At home, they will tell us with your friends, with your colleagues, you speak so well. But when you come home, you almost behave like a bulldog. We don't know what happens to you. Most of us have seen that because when you go closer to anything, it blurs the vision. So we tend to say that, with you, I can be whoever I am and take that license to be a rogue in somebody's life. That is not correct. The one who is giving us space is the one who we have to respect a lot. Okay. So what can be done is gradually developing the ability to be a witness by invoking alpha waves. That's the first step, even in the waking state, so that when you lie down for Yoga Nidra, again borrowing from Vaniji, your mind can be in the place than going abroad, taking without visa. Okay, so what can be done is we become clear that everything around, first you treat it as a normal sound. We don't need to judge. Everything is a sound. Some sounds are familiar. What are those sounds which are familiar? Maybe the music or someone who is close to you. So when you consciously stay put, without the need to improve somebody, without the need to tell your English accent is not right, or you are grammatically speaking wrong, or your syntax is gone. If you notice, half the time we are wasting our time and somebody's time in focusing on the problems and we forget the message. So what's the easiest way to develop this alpha state is to consciously see what is the message being communicated. Despite it being grammatically wrong, accent is a problem. I don't like this sound. I like your voice, but you speak nonsense. Or you speak very worst. Because I like your voice, I will listen to you. All this too much likes and dislikes are childishness. So what a person in the waking state should do to prepare themselves for Yoga Nidra is when someone is presenting themselves, we just listen to the message. So many times, if you notice, when you are listening to music, naturally your eyes close. Have you observed? Or when you are having a fantastic coffee, filter coffee, or your ice cream, the height of enjoyment is you are hiding yourself from the vision. Have you observed? Because the more you see what is not right and incorrect, the less you can be at peace. You will constantly be in a state of beta activation. When you are in that moment, you are just with them, overlooking the defects, overlooking the problems. Even in the waking state, your alpha can be active. This is how where a person is called a master with open eyes because they only look at what is being said, how it is said, who is talking is all immaterial. So this is consciously. Then when you lie down to do Yoga Nidra, it becomes much easy because sometimes you have to listen to the instruction of someone who in day-to-day life you don't even want to talk. These are all practical things because today you can go to internet and download some Yoga Nidra and keep listening. As you are listening, you will start thinking about, oh, this lady's voice resembles my ex-girlfriend. Oh, this guy is sounding like my boss. Gone. You are not in Yoga Nidra, not even in Nidra, you are in some other zone. So it is very important to, when you enter a college, you have prerequisites, no eligibility to even enter the college. Just like that, you can't play a Yoga Nidra recording and start listening. The mind preparation is the key. That's what I am trying to tell you. Okay, so look out for the message. Forget the gender, forget the country of origin of the messenger, forget the language skills of the messenger. Just look at what's being said. Then when you lie down or sit down and practice Yoga Nidra, because today we are going to do sitting down only. You can do Yoga Nidra sitting down as well, not a problem. But when you want deeper relaxation and deeper results, you go to the yoga mat, get into Shavasana and practice. But to have a jalak or an experience of it, you can do sitting down for 12 minutes, which we are going to do today. Is it okay? Now, what Swami Satyananda did is he took this process and he simplified it because withdrawal is the fifth limb of yoga, which is called pratyahara, withdrawing from the sense. Ahara is the food we give to the senses through which the mind is getting whatever it needs to get. Okay. Now, the equivalent concept in Nyasa, one of the word is Nyasa. One of the meaning of the word is to withdraw. So what Swami Satyananda did is he mapped that Tantra processes to the various points in the body and mind and restructured this because the original Yoga Nidra is 45 minutes to 1 hour you have to do. It's extremely difficult for us to do such things. So we build capacity. So we are going to do from a 12-minute, then 18 minutes, 24 minutes, we build capacity. Correct? Anything you have to build capacity. So that is what we are going to do today. So what is it happening with draw? Now I'll ask you a practical example. Okay, now, anybody? Oh, I know, yes, yeah. So we have Dr. Simi here. That is her name, correct? What is that she has done right now to be in this session is she has withdrawn from her role as a doctor. Are you understanding? So whatever you need something worthwhile in life, you need to withdraw from whatever you think you are and whatever you are doing. So even when you are with your loved ones, how can you be completely with them? Is you withdraw from social media, you withdraw from fiddling the phone in their presence. Otherwise, in some homes, the spouse may use that phone as a coconut, how it is broken in temples, right? We have stories, enough stories for all that stuff. So even in a day-to-day life, you want to be with someone, your near and dear one, you need to know how to withdraw. So withdrawing, you go to an ATM, you can make utilize of your own wealth only when you withdraw. So this concept of withdrawal, don't think it's only to the yoga mat. To see the beauty of life, we need to withdraw. You need to withdraw from the role of a critic to enjoy the beauty of a poem recited to you. You need to withdraw from the role of critiquing somebody's voice to see the openness and vulnerability with which they are presenting to you. Correct? So this concept of withdrawing, please do not take it. It's only pratyahara, is meaning is withdrawal. So I'll go to the yoga mat, I'll do this and come out. This is like yesterday in a session I was telling, by practicing yoga on a mat, you can't become a yogi, okay? At most, you are doing a physical exercise. Similarly, I was telling them yesterday, you go to a garage, you can't become a mechanic. You have to do a lot of work to become a mechanic. So today we think we go to a temple, we become spiritual, I go to yoga class, I have become a yogi. These are all notions we have to withdraw. You went to a yoga class, you went to yoga class. Practice and come out. Don't carry any crown on your head. Same thing. Yoganidra is also like that. When you do Yoganidra, you withdraw yourself thinking, I am a man or a woman. It is of no use. I belong to this country, that country, no use. Okay, I am a general manager or I am searching for job, no use. Anything which you attribute to yourself to build your personality in the day-to-day life, to differentiate yourself in the day-to-day life is going to be of no use whenever you're practicing any process relating to yourself. You want me to tell again? It doesn't matter you are a president of a country. It doesn't matter everybody at home listens to you. It doesn't matter you are a boss in office. It doesn't matter you are the most beautiful or handsome person whom you know. All these attributes cannot help even 1% in the inner journey. What is going to help? Using Yoganidra as a tool, we are going to withdraw from whatever we are using to create as a personality in the transactional life. Correct? Right from your gender, your age, I belong to this part of the country, or I belong to this country, I am educated, I am non-educated. All this garbage we need to withdraw. That is the great service which Yoganidra does. Then we focus on the instructions. Do not focus on the diction, the vocabulary, the accent, or dialect of the person, grammatical errors. These things don't matter. In fact, in our deeper sessions, we purposely make mistake. We purposely leave a body part. People will be thinking, hey, they left this body part. People have moved ahead. Body part, nobody can leave. It is with your body only, no? The instruction is left. That's it. So don't have any hangover. And eventually, you will learn to do Yoganidra on your own without an external instruction. So this is in a nutshell that Yoganidra belongs to the fifth, a process which belongs to the fifth limb of yoga called withdrawal. Like any withdrawal in life, unless we are cautiously withdrawing from any attributes which we have given to ourselves, also any attributes we give to the person who is giving an instruction, like their dialect and all that stuff, we will never get to the essence of Yoganidra. So these are all the preparations required even to do a small practice. Okay, otherwise what will happen? Yeah, I also went to temple. I attended a Yoganidra class. You can show in Instagram, but you may get followers, but you yourself will not be following you. You are following something else. So this is the secret, or this is the truth we need to face about ourselves. Is it okay? Any observations?
All is well.
All is well. Okay. So now coming to the practice aspect. So how is this practice a bit different is you will hear the word move your awareness or be aware. So generally what we try to do is to try to focus. It will actually tire you than how you were before a Yoga Nidra session. So why people are sometimes not deriving benefit from Yoga Nidra session is they try very hard to focus. They have to understand it is not a Trataka session. I am repeating, in Trataka, you consciously use your mind. In Yoga Nidra, you use the sound, which is the sound of the instructor, or your own sound, which is a sense. Sound is a sense. Are you seeing the difference? So here, you are being mindful of whatever inputs are coming to you, but you are not concentrating. So when an instruction is coming to you saying, be aware of your right thumb, you don't move the right thumb. With closed eyes, you don't try to see the right thumb, but you should know where the right thumb is in your body.
आप नीचे से रॉड पकड़ लो.
Can you mute Deepika? Yeah. Are you understanding what I am trying to tell you? The idea is
Yes,
your eyes are still. You are just moving your awareness to the portion of the body. You shall not try to focus because this is a withdrawal process. Once we have mastery in withdrawal Yoganidra, which is Pratyahara Yoganidra, which 99.9% of us would be practicing, then the teacher or the tradition will introduce you to Dharana Yoganidra. There is a Dharana Yoganidra. Then there is Dhyana Yoganidra. That leads you to Samadhi. Please understand. We are beginning with a Pratyahara Yoganidra. There are advanced levels of Yoganidra which can just take us with shaking hands distance with Samadhi. I thought I'll give you a roadmap. So when you are clearly practicing a Pratyahara Yoganidra, you and I have to be conversant about the words what we are using. So when the instructor is telling, be aware of a body part, you should have developed the ability to be aware of the body part without moving that body part, or with closed eyes, you should not try to look at your body part. I'm just giving a 30-second break for you to think what I'm saying, and then we will proceed. When you hear an instruction, your eyes are still, the body is still, you are just trying to move the awareness to that body part. That is called the movement of prana. Generally, what we do is when someone says right thumb, you try to move your right thumb or look to the right thumb. Am I right? So these two, we have to consciously avoid. So why I'm giving you this 20-30 second gap is, you try this with closed eyes right now. You give your own instruction to a body part in your body and see whether you are able to just move your awareness to that place. You can try 5-6 body parts. I'll stay quiet till then. You can open your eyes. Yeah, Tusharji.
So I have a question, Guruji. So even if when we close our eyes and we try to bring awareness to a particular body part, what I notice is even with a closed eyes, there's a minute movement of the eyeball that happens. So is that a right thing, or I mean, with deep practice, we will have control over that movement also? And when we say awareness, it's just the awareness to that body part, not even a slight movement of eyeball is allowed.
You
I
know
don't
to
know, I
ride
mean, if it is
bicycle?
natural or only I am experiencing it.
No.
Yeah.
Let's understand your experience practically. At what age you learned to ride a bicycle?
Yeah, I
Or
mean,
in your generation, did you ever ride a bicycle?
yes, of course. I mean, during
Huh.
school days. Yeah.
Yeah. So how long did you take to ride a bicycle?
It took me a while to learn, maybe a month or something. Yeah.
How many minutes or hours in a day you practiced?
Yeah, I mean, maybe, yeah, an
Half an
hour
hour
a
at
day.
least? Half an hour at least every day? for
Yes.
30 days.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Remember, that is a physical practice. This is the mind.
Hanji. Hanji.
So what we have to do, you did a good thing by observing what is happening within you. Many of us don't observe. So that's the first step, is accepting what's going on. And the question comes, is it natural for my eye or the body part to move? Now, when we go back to childhood, we all know sitting disciplined in a place is easy, but disciplining the mind is difficult. Correct? So,
Hanji.
to learn a process which is physical in nature, which is a bicycling process, we all needed 30 minutes a day for 30 days. So
Right.
naturally, a process like Yoganidra may take at least 2 to 3 months with the discipline of the mind to get it natural.
Hanji.
Okay. But what is the key? Even when you fall down from the bicycle, you still got up and you try to ride the bicycle. Similarly, we don't expect all the 30 minutes that our awareness is on the process. That means we are eligible to be in the state of samadhi. Please understand, it is not possible. So in Kurma Purana, there is a matrix given, which Swami Shivananda changed it later. It says 12 seconds if our mind is aware, it shows we are doing pratyahara. 12 seconds, our mind cannot be in a place. And he said, concentration is 12 times that, which is 12 into 12 is 144 seconds, which is 2 minutes 24 seconds. If our mind can be in a place, then we begin to concentrate. Then 12 times that, 144 into 12 is 1440 plus 288. So 1728 seconds, which is 28 minutes 48 seconds. If our mind is one place, we may be meditating. So what Swami Shivananda did in the year 1948, he started the Yoga Vedanta Forest Academy, which is one of the most formal training school for yoga and Vedanta together. He said in today's day and age, it is difficult for people to hold on to 12 seconds. And today we are all fond of discounts, no? Amazon and Flipkart's discounts. So he gave a discount of 2 seconds. He said, if you are able to hold our mind for 10 seconds, then withdrawal may happen. 10 times that is 100 seconds, which is 1 minute, 40 seconds. You would have developed the ability to concentrate. And 10 times that is 1000 seconds, which is 960 plus 40, 16 minutes, 40 seconds. If you are able to hold your mind in one place, the probability of you meditating can happen. So, we have to have the patience to develop this dexterity in the practice. So what is the thumb rule given? To keep our mind in a place for 10 seconds is a miracle. So the great Siddhas have mentioned in the yuga what we live, if a human being is mastering pratyahara, it is as good as samadhi. Meaning we are unable to keep our mind in a place for even 10 seconds. Because there is always a question, there is always a trust deficit, there is always a stress, there is always a tension. And above all, am I wasting time lying down in Shavasana? I could have finished that project. So many things are happening. And second, yoga as a system is being marketed as an instant remedy for so many things. Generally, yoga is for someone who has learned to withdraw from the vagaries of life and trying to go deeper. It is not even technically for therapists. When you do yoga, therapy happens on its own as a side effect or a positive thing. So we have taken and stretched the system of yoga beyond its original purpose. Okay. So here, going back from the example of what Tusharji mentioned, if a physical practice itself is taking us a month to get used to it, give yourself a long rope in inner processes. But what is the key? Everyday practice, despite you feeling good, bad, or ugly. Dirghakala Nirantara Abhyasa. This word, please remember. Don't worry about the results. remember what Lord Krishna said, Sri Krishna said, we only have to do the process. The results are given. Bhagavan is karma phaladata. Because result is in future, even the efficacy of Yoganidra is going to happen to us in the future. We keep getting the mind to perfecting the process and leaving the results to future. So you need to have a conceptual understanding this way. Second, we need to understand it's quite natural for the mind to travel here and there. So when you have these ideas, you keep training the mind how you train your pet dog or how you learn to do the bicycling, and be extremely patient with yourself till you are perfecting the process. Does that answer the question? Yeah. Any more questions? Any more questions? If you don't ask, then Vaniji will say all will proceed. Okay, so so till now what we have seen, when you are lying down or sitting to practice Yoga Nidra, consciously tell yourself, I am a human being. Don't need to think I am a father, mother, I am a man, I am a woman, I belong to this country, that country, I have done a master's in this, I have done a PhD in this. Doesn't matter. Tell yourself I am a human being. Second, tell yourself, I am just going to go through the instructions. You are not sitting in a master's in English class to expect the instructor to be perfect with their instructions. Focus on their content and be aware of what they are saying. Leave the hangover to the language skills, grammatical skills, syntactical skills. Even if they leave a body part, don't think the teacher doesn't know. The teacher may not know, or teacher may have consciously left a body part. We just are aware of whatever instructions which are coming. Third, this is not a practice to map against your performance appraisal or increment. This is a practice for graduating from activities to action-based living and moving from being an automated machine to a human being. So it may take its own sweet time based on each of our karma balance. Some of you may get an instant relaxation and deeper experience of Yoga Nidra in the first session. Some of you may never even get in this life. So there is no guarantee, but only guarantee is if you follow the process, at some point you will start realizing the benefits. Okay. So on that background, let's do a short practice. Is it okay?
Yes.
So whoever is having a mat can lie down. Whoever is seated, you can please be seated. So we'll do a 12 to 15 minute session. So whoever is seated for quite some time, you get up and just do tadas like the stretch of your spine. Even if you're lying down, before lying down, you do the stretch, move to the sideways, feel yourself comfortable. Okay. If you want, walk 6-7 steps, have a cup of water, you want to go to washroom, take a couple of minutes to settle yourself. Whole life is there. 2 minutes, nothing will happen. Monikut, you have raised your hands. You can unmute and say.
Mistake. Smartphone behaving smartly on its own. Sorry.
Okay. So I'm sure all of you are reasonably ready. So whoever wishes to lie down, kindly lie down. Whoever wants to be seated, please feel free to sit. So I'll give instructions for both the types of people. But for heaven's sake, if you are riding a bike or driving a car, you can log out of the meeting. Okay. But if someone is driving or seated on a cab, still be cautious. It's not an earth-shattering thing. You can always do it from a recording later. So whoever you are seated, ensure with a gentle smile, your spine is perpendicular to the ground. Elbows are slightly relaxed and bent, and you can adopt Chin Mudra. Those of you who are lying down, ensure there is a gap of at least 1.5 to 2 feet between the heels. That helps to relax your low back. Adjust your neck, turn your neck to the right and left. Relax your shoulders and make yourself comfortable. Ensure the palms are open to the roof and the hands are at least half a foot away from the body so that your shoulders can relax completely. And let's try to maintain a gentle smile throughout the practice, irrespective of whether we are seated or lying down on a mat. Now, once you are steady in the posture, still become aware of the various sounds around you. Remember to keep your eyes still, smile intact, yet you are rotating your consciousness all around to capture any sounds that's happening right now. The mind could travel. It is okay. You continue to get the mind back to the sounds. Be patient, like how we should be with a child. Be patient with yourself. Now seed a resolve for sake of ease. You can mentally repeat, I wish to be healthy 3 times. I wish to be healthy. Mentally repeat it with a smiling face. Swami Satyananda says that any resolve taken during Yoganidra is bound to come true. Now let go of the resolve and become aware of your right thumb. Remember to keep the body still. The eyeballs are also still. Yet you are trying your best to be aware of the body parts. Now be aware of the right index finger, middle finger, ring finger, the right little finger. Be aware of the right palm, the right hand, the right wrist, right forearm, right elbow, right upper arm, the right shoulder, the right shoulder blade, the space between your right armpit to the right hip, the right buttock, the right thigh, the right knee, right calf, right ankle, right heel, the right sole, the right big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, right little toe. Ensure you're aware and awake. Now shift your awareness to the left thumb. Left index finger, middle finger, ring finger, left little finger. Be aware of the left palm, left wrist, left forearm, left elbow, left upper arm, left shoulder, space between the left armpit to your left hip, be aware of your left buttock, left thigh, left knee, left calf, left ankle, left heel, left sole, left big toe, second toe, third toe, fourth toe, and the left little toe. Ensure you're aware and awake. Body is absolutely still. Now observe the body which is lying down in the corpse pose or seated on a chair, smiling and relaxed completely. Now witness how breath happens on its own, irrespective of whether we are aware or not. Now we are consciously choosing to be aware. The smiling face and still body. Observe how inhalation and exhalation happen. The mind may travel, it's okay. The moment you are aware, the mind is doing something else other than being aware of the breath. Gently get your mind to the breath. The more we adopt a witness attitude, the deeper the breath happens on its own. Yeah, once again, invoke the resolve that you have made for yourself. I wish to be healthy. Say it with yourself, within yourself, with the knowledge that any resolve taken during Yoganidra is bound to come true. Now, once again, become aware of the breathing process with a still body and a smiling face. Now, become aware of the various sounds around you. Observe as a witness the variety in sounds with a smiling face. Now vigorously rub your palms to generate some heat. Once you have generated the heat, place them on your eyelids. And those of you who are seated, with a few blinks, you can look into your palms like how you would read a book and familiarize your eyes. Those of you who are seated or lying down can get your legs together, interlock your fingers, and take the hand above the head and give a nice stretch. Feel the stretch along the spine, and then bend your left leg. Place your left palm on the abdomen. Gently turn to the right. Straighten your legs and balance yourself by placing the left palm before the chest on the mat or ground. Feel the linear awareness of the body. Now, with the help of your hands, very gently come up to a seated position. And because you have done the palming and blinking already, now you are ready. So let's just stay quiet for 30 seconds for internalizing the process. Yes, now we are back. So what happens when they did the study, they figured out there is something called a little man in our brain, which is the blueprint of our body. When someone is aware consciously, without judging, those specific body parts start the relaxation from there. The subtle, like a home has a blueprint, all of us have a blueprint of ourselves that is called the little man in your brain. So the more a person is aware and steady and following the process, without great effort, they start feeling relaxation at the body and later the breath and the mind levels. So this is the neurological way of looking into that. So we just did a session and I didn't explain to you what is the resolve, all that. That's for some other day. But the basic idea is quietening the mind helps us to relax better. By thinking, we cannot quieten the mind because thought process itself is a thinking only. So you need a process which supersedes the thoughts. So we consciously try to develop the ability to be a witness, looking beyond the differences amongst the people, the sounds, everything around us. We just see things as they are. And then gradually we will witness the relaxation is first in the physical level, then mental, all levels, relaxation will happen. So this is what just occurred that today we should share about Yoganidra. Over to Vaniji.
Thank you so much, Krishna ji, for an amazing experience. Though we do the Yoga Nidra quite often, but this is especially when you are just asking to reach to the every organs or every part of your, especially the hands region, the coverage of the movement and the moving your prana with the awareness. That is really an amazing experience. So this cannot be happen with the one session at all. This you want to continue with the session, then the Dirghakala Nairantarya Abhyasa, that has to be done. And with the Swadhyaya or with the study under the guidance of the Guru, that only we can attain the practice of the, what we can say, Samadhi as of now. But though we are not at all in the stage of the Dharana also. So definitely it's an eye opener, I think, would be in a session for many of us. So please do share your questions or the feedback or any of the smallest doubt you have. Get it clarified with Krishnaji, and this session would be for 15 more minutes to extend for the questionnaires. Yeah. Thank you again, Krishnaji. Yeah, please raise your hands and go for the questionnaires.
Yeah, Tusharji.
Guruji, my question is, when we do Yoganidra, because we are in Shavasana, so it works on Annamaya, and then we are, because we are quietening our mind, the breath becomes still, then it works off Pranmaya, Manomaya. So is it correct to say that Yoganidra is one of that practice that works on all three? I mean, at least the Annamaya, Pranmaya, and Manomaya kosha of a human body?
All. Because
Even
it's
within
one first session. Slowly we'll go deeper to 45 minutes to 1 hour Yoga Nidra. So it is, when you say first step towards transcendence, we have to transcend all the koshas, no? Slowly. Utilize the koshas as a gift of the divine, which is given to us as per our karma, to use it towards discovering who we are. So to that level, we use Annamaya. That level, we use Prana. That level, we use Manonmaya. Like you get into a lift, the utility of a lift is to take you to a particular floor. Then you have to get out and walk. So Yoganidra is a process which helps us to withdraw at will and walk towards the goal of knowing who we are. So in this session, you observed that the three koshas are done because we have started. Gradually, when we deepen the practice, people start understanding that this process consistently practiced will help us to utilize the koshas, which are the sheets, to go beyond. Yeah, Kenneth had it out.
Yeah, sir. So this entire process, like it's a state between conscious and unconscious. So like generally, most of the time I've seen like either me or like people participants, they generally doze off. There's no, I mean, they sleep off. So how do we prevent it? Like, is it the resolve which is going to prevent, or like what is the idea that how can we keep it in between conscious and unconscious state?
Even a realized master cannot do. Even a Ramana Maharshi cannot help us. Only our practice and our understanding why we do what we do. Maybe if we frequently fall asleep, maybe we trusted the person who is giving the process. Maybe your body needed that rest. We don't know. So what we try to do is, we don't question. We just go through the process like cycling, You don't know whether the 20th day you are going to master, 30th day you are going to master. Then eventually when you master, someone else tells, when you are riding the cycle on the 4th day and the 20th day, I see a marked difference. And even sometimes when you feel you slept in the session, the mind wandered, it is like someone flying the kite. Correct? So Yoganidra like process, it may sometimes give you a feel that your mind is wandering, you are sleeping, you are doing that, but something deep within you is holding that space. Okay. So what we do is we just keep going back to the process and not even use the words subconscious, unconscious, superconscious. They're all just words for us. Okay. So we just are with the word, which is the instruction. That's it. Wherever the mind has to go, it will go and come. It's okay. But are you ready to accept it without feeling guilt? Are you ready to coach it? Are you ready to cajole it how the way you treat a small child when you are teaching it ABCD or when you was riding the cycle? So that is our only idea is keep coming back to the instructions and leave what is happening in the Panchakoshas, leave what is happening in the future to just surrender. Ishvara Pranidhana.
Okay.
Is it okay, Kenneth?
Yeah, I think it's fine, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, and don't address me Guruji and all, okay? I'll feel very shy. I'm a normal guy. The name Krishna itself is very profound. I don't even like G, okay? Just call Krishna, it's enough. That's another headache. I have to face all these things. I just want to go and have a cutting chai with all of you. That's it. So this Guruji and all will create a difference, sir. Thank you. Yeah, Bharti.
Can't hear you, Bharti. You can log off and log in, try again. Anyone has any other questions, just go ahead.
Or you can type the question. You are able to hear us? I am hoping, huh? Okay. Just type the question, sir.
Krishna-san, if I am allowed to say something which has already been asked just now. I also had the opportunity of attending a session on Yoganidra by Bihar School of Yoga 3 different times in 3 different years. 2-3 days they used to come and do a session in Jamshedpur. So this would go on for 3-4 days. So 3-4 days multiplied by 3, so that will be around 10 days in total. And what the gentleman before me mentioned, that same thing happened with me. Early morning, 5 o'clock, the sessions used to start, and each time we started Yoga Nidra, we used to fall asleep. Especially somewhere around the time where we are asked to observe our body from outside, as if it is lying in that hall up from above. So I believe the explanation remains the same. Continue to do that.
Lagero.
And,
Just do
like
it. Yeah, Nike says just do it. The movie says Lagero Mundabai. That's it. There's no other way. Like Vaniji said, Dirga Kala Nairantarya. Even Ramana or Ramakrishna Paramahamsa cannot give the answer, even if they know the answer. Yes. Yes, Bharti, can you talk?
Now,
Yeah.
thank you very much for the wonderful session, first of all. My question is, to follow this Yoga Nidra practice, do we need to practice some asanas or pranayamas before and then followed by it?
If you have the luxury of time, you can. Or you can do it after your gym, after your jogging, cycling also. Or taekwondo, karate, kung fu. Whatever you think as a physical process. Not limiting Yoga Nidra process only to people who are in the system of yoga. Something for the body is needed for the health of the body. So you talk with your dietitian, nutritionist, yoga teacher, Ayurveda doctor, and figure out what is apt for you, so that you will be satisfied what is needed for the body I have done, and Yoga Nidra will take care of the rest.
Okay. Actually, I practice yoga followed by Shavasana every day or alternate days. Means with the guru only I'm practicing. So he makes it at end of the session. So I asked.
Because as per the limb of yoga, asana is third, pranayama is fourth, pratyahara is 5. So we continue. But when you do the practice before sunrise, you come in the reverse direction. You withdraw, you do pranayama, and then you do during the sunrise sun salutation. So that is why if you're already studying with the guru, they will guide you.
Yeah. And
this is the way we see.
Yeah. And is there any specific time, like, can we practice it at any time in a day?
Yeah. But don't do it when you are cooking, driving, or riding.
No, not that.
When you are available to yourself, you can practice. But obviously, with a heavy stomach, you will sleep. Remember, always remember, there is nothing wrong with the process. If there is a problem, it is the way we do the process. So the process can never go wrong. So if we are present to the process full, so we need to see what time of the day I am reasonably available. With a full stomach, am I able to focus? This is an individual call. But my request is, at least for people who have come here, don't do it immediately before your sleep, because some of you may not sleep at all after that. So even if you are having insomnia, do this practice before your dinner. Then have dinner, go for a stroll, reduce social media or mobile, then naturally you can, even for dealing with insomnia, I don't recommend them to do Yoganidra and go to sleep. That is misusing the process according to me. Yeah.
And do we need to achieve any kind of thoughtlessness in the process?
If somebody is telling you they are just joking, they have not achieved it. So don't worry about all that stuff.
Because that's
Just keep going to the process. Keep going to the process.
Yeah, actually, I'm doing it. Shavasana, definitely, I'm doing for many years. So I can say I'm aware about my body parts at least in this many years. Thoughts and all, definitely, I don't know what happens, but thoughts will keep on coming. It is my observation.
Tomorrow we will handle them positively in Antarmona. If you are available, you can join tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Definitely. Thank you.
Right now it is out of portion.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I have one more question, Jay.
Uh.
You have spoken about you have touched in brief about this the waves thing, the alpha, beta, theta. If in a minute or two, if you can just explain once again, especially emphasizing on which activity corresponds to or relates to which kind of a wave.
Don't worry, just go back and listen to the recording, you will know it.
Okay.
Because by knowing, you will feel more disturbed. Relax.
Okay.
I had to tell something regarding brain, I told. It's in FP available. Just go back and listen to it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Any other one? Questions, please. Okay, if there is no questions, we'll just conclude the session. Stay awake for the tomorrow's Antarmona session. It's again one more going to be an amazing experience, which you all can, happen it within yourself. And as Krishnaji is giving you the answer, just go with the flow. Don't expect what can happen with this. So many questions. Let us not bring it and let us not juggle ourselves with still more again the thoughts. Why it is not happening to me? Go with the flow, but very important is Nairantara, that is the continuous and Dhirga Kala practice has to be done with each one of us. I think we can approach Krishnaji for the regular sessions on this so that we'll have that continuity for the practice and to know our inner engineering more better rather than comparing with the external world, right? Hope you all agree with this point, and with this, let us make a conclusion with the universal Shanti mantra. Sit erect, eyes closed, gentle smile on the face with the Namaskara Mudra, with the national idea of spreading the peace and wellness to entire universe. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayaha, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Guru Pyo Namaha. Gently open the eyes. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Thank you, Krishna, for
Thank
your
you.
time and great session. We will be
Thanks.
waiting for the next session tomorrow. Kindly share this link again to your friends and the neighbors who are really looking for this and who really need in this kind of lifestyle. So share them, let them also become aware of what they are. Yes. Dhanyavad everyone. Thank you so much. you tomorrow.